Welcome to the most extreme planet in our solar system. A world where time seems to freeze under atmospheric pressure strong enough to crush a submarine. Beneath this thick veil of golden mist lies a hellish landscape of fire and crushing weight, where surface temperatures reach a staggering 470 degrees. As we descend through the swirling mists, the atmosphere thickens into a heavy, golden soup, exerting a force that would collapse a modern deep-sea vessel. Light struggles to penetrate these acidic layers, scattering into a haunting orange glow that defines the very essence of this sister planet to our own Earth. Deep within the clouds, electric discharges crackle through the gloom, illuminating the sky with flashes that reveal the terrifying power of the Venusian weather systems. The air here is a dense ocean of carbon dioxide, trapping heat in a runaway greenhouse effect that has turned this world into a planetary furnace. Every step deeper into this abyss brings us closer to a surface that no human has ever seen with their own eyes, hidden for eons. Finally, the ground emerges from the shadows, a landscape forged in the fires of an eternal hell, waiting to tell its ancient and violent story. We present to you Venus, a symphony of rock and fire, an 8K journey into the heart of the most mysterious world in our neighborhood. Prepare to witness the legacy of exploration and the raw beauty of a planet that reminds us of the fragile balance required for life to exist. To understand this world, we must look back at the daring missions that first dared to touch its surface. The incredible Soviet Venera landing program. In the 1970s and 80s, these mechanical pioneers were sent on a one-way mission into the unknown, facing conditions that seemed impossible to survive. Using advanced artificial intelligence, we have restored these historic images, transforming grainy fragments of history into breathtaking windows into another world of extreme fire. These warriors of science survived for only a few short hours before the heat and pressure claimed them. But their data changed our history forever. Small details, like a fallen lens cap on the scorched ground, remind us of the physical presence of humanity's reach on this distant, deadly desert. Yet the images they sent back revealed a world of flat, jagged stones and a sky so thick it felt like being at the bottom of an ocean. Radio signals fought through 90 atmospheres of pressure to bring us these precious glimpses of a surface that melts lead and crushes heavy industrial steel. The terrain is a mosaic of volcanic activity, where the ground itself has been cooked by thousands of years of unrelenting, trapped solar energy and heat. Every measurement was a victory against the clock. As the internal components of the spacecraft slowly succumbed to the temperatures of an industrial smelting oven, they died so we could see. These brave machines are now permanent monuments, resting silently in the crushing dark of the most hostile environment known. Today, we can go further. Combining their data with modern radar mapping, we can now walk virtually upon the surface of this glowing, golden hellscape. Now, the rocks here tell a story of a planet that was once perhaps like Earth, before a catastrophic change turned it into a warning for us. Under this intense pressure, the very chemistry of the rocks changes, creating exotic minerals that could only exist in the heart of such a furnace. There is no blue sky here, only a heavy golden canopy that traps every joule of energy, creating a world of eternal, sweltering twilight and fire. Imagine standing here, where the air is so thick you can feel it pushing against you like a slow-moving river of heavy, invisible liquid metal. The light does not come from the sun directly, but is scattered by the atmosphere, creating an omnidirectional glow that eliminates all shadows on ground. We are now in Phoebe Regio, a vast highland region where the crust is thick and the history of volcanic upheaval is written in every stone. The ground is scarred by ancient tectonic forces, are pulling the surface apart in a slow-motion dance of destruction that has lasted for millions of years. Each rock is a witness to the extreme environment, polished by the slow but powerful winds that carry the weight of a planetary ocean's pressure. The atmosphere is alive with chemical reactions, a complex symphony of sulfur and carbon that continuously reshapes the very face of this burning world. Visibility is limited, creating a sense of isolation and mystery, as if the planet is trying to hide its greatest secrets from our prying eyes. Even the sand here is heavy, composed of basaltic grains that have been crushed and moved by the immense force of the dense Venusian surface winds. Lava flows cover 80% of the surface, creating vast plains of stone that were once rivers of liquid fire flowing under a burning sky. In this gallery of nature, the extreme conditions have created a beauty that is both terrifying and sublime, a masterpiece of geological art and fire. The energy of the planet is palpable, a silent vibration of heat and pressure that resonates through the very core of this rocky volcanic wasteland. It is a world without end, an infinite loop of heat and stone that challenges our understanding of what a planet can become over time. Here, time moves differently. The absence of water and the thick air preserve features for much longer than on our own dynamic and changing home. But the true scale of Venus is only revealed from above, using radar to pierce through the clouds and map the giant mountains that hide beneath. Behold Maat Mons, a volcanic giant that towers 8 kilometers above the plains, nearly as high as Mount Everest, but vastly wider and more massive. Its peaks reach into the higher atmosphere, where the pressure is slightly lower. But the heat remains an absolute and unforgiving force of pure nature. The summit is a testament to the planet's internal power, a gateway to the molten heart that continues to reshape the surface even to today. Rivers of lava once carved these channels, some longer than the Nile, flowing across the surface in a display of planetary-scale plumbing and volcanic energy. Unique features like these pancake domes show us how thick, viscous lava behaves under the crushing weight of the Venusian atmosphere, flattening into strange shapes. Everywhere we look, the influence of volcanoes is absolute. There are more volcanoes on Venus than on any other planet in our entire solar system. Magma plumes from deep within the mantle create these massive circular crowns, pushing the surface into beautiful and complex geometric patterns across the vast plains. Countless smaller vents litter the horizon, each one a chimney for the heat that struggles to escape from the planet's intensely active and hot interior. The crust itself is under constant stress, cracking and shifting in a world where plate tectonics may work differently than they do on our Earth. Craters are rare, as only the largest asteroids can survive the journey through the dense atmosphere without burning up or being crushed by the high pressure. As we survey these highlands, we realize that Venus is not a dead world, but one that is very much alive in its own violent way. The mountains are the pillars of this world, holding up the heavy sky while they continue to bleed the heat of the planet's deep core. The very air seems to vibrate with energy, a shimmering reminder that we are standing in the heart of a massive, planetary-scale pressure cooker of stone. Navigating these canyons, one feels the true weight of the world, as an oppressive and silent power that commands respect and fear from all who look. But it is the atmosphere itself that is the most remarkable feature, a thick blanket that has transformed this planet into a beautiful, golden trap. At the surface, the air is so dense that it behaves more like a supercritical fluid, moving with the sluggish power of a deep ocean current. Dust doesn't just blow here, it is carried by the weight of the air, drifting through the gloom like silt on the bottom of a sea. The winds at the surface are slow, only a few miles per hour, but their force is immense because the air is so incredibly heavy. Over millions of years, this air-water has polished the stones, carving the landscape in a way that is unique in the entire solar system's history. There is a terrifying silence here, broken only by the low rumble of the atmosphere and the occasional groan of the cooling, shifting volcanic rocks. The chemistry of the surface is a constant battle, as with minerals being oxidized and transformed by the reactive gases that surround them in this kiln. Everything is bathed in this golden light, a monochromatic world where the colors of Earth are forgotten, replaced by a singular, burning vision of hell. As we look up, we feel the true weight of the miles of clouds above us, a ceiling that never opens and never lets in the stars. The heat is everywhere. It is in the rocks, the air, and the light. A total immersion in a world that has reached its thermal limit. To stay here is to be consumed. No machine we have ever built can withstand this environment for long before it is returned to the Earth. We leave this furnace now, carrying with us the images and the knowledge of a world that serves as a mirror and a warning. The symphony of rock and fire continues in our absence, a grand performance of nature that has no need for an audience to be magnificent. Emerging from the darkness, we find the sun again, its light reflecting off the cloud tops to make Venus the brightest object in our night sky. From a distance, she is the goddess of beauty, but we now know the truth that lies beneath that serene and glowing golden outer shell. She is a sister to Earth, born of the same materials. Yet she took a path that led to this beautiful and terrifying greenhouse nightmare. In the distance, our own home shines, a blue jewel that reminds us how precious and how fragile our own balanced atmosphere truly is today. Studying Venus is not just about exploring the past. It is about understanding the physics of our future and protecting the world we call home. Take a moment to appreciate the air we breathe and the cool rain that falls, for we have seen the alternative in the golden fires. We owe a debt of gratitude to the scientists and engineers who have dedicated their lives to uncovering the secrets of this mysterious and hot neighbor. This has been a journey through the heart of the furnace. May we always look to the stars with wonder and a will to learn. Cherish the blue, remember the gold, and never stop reaching for the knowledge that keeps our species moving forward into the vast, beautiful cosmos. Thank you for watching this 8K exploration of Venus. Until our next journey through the wonders of the universe, stay curious and keep looking up.